Niharika, back with a new lesson for you. In today's lesson, we are going to look at things to do before a job interview. Well, before we have a look at these tips, I have something really important to share. Well, you see the link out here? Well, you need to click on this link, which will take you to another channel of ours, that is Daily Video Vocabulary. Now, if you subscribe to this channel, you will end up learning a new word on daily basis. Along with this, you will also learn phrases related to this word and as well as more than 10 sentences to practice. So isn't that amazing? Now, this would definitely improve your English drastically. I have personally handpicked these words. We already have 100 plus episodes on this channel. So go ahead and do subscribe to this channel, which is Daily Video Vocabulary. And now let's get back to our lesson. Now here we have 8 tips for you that you need to do before a job interview. Now, many people get really nervous when they know that, okay, tomorrow I have an interview to attend. And then you are so nervous and so confused, you just don't know what's the right thing to do. So don't worry, I have these 8 tips that you need to keep in mind before you go for an interview. The very first and the most important thing is that you need to do your research. Now, a very common question that is asked in an interview is, why do you want to work with us? Or what do you know about our company? Now, the moment this question is asked, if you get nervous, then that's definitely a deal breaker for you. So, it's important to be prepared with this question. And how would you do that? Well, you need to research the company very well. You need to look at the profile, what the company is into, and read all the details as much as you can before you go for that job interview. In fact, that would also help you to answer different other questions and as well as to negotiate your salary. So, please do keep in mind, make sure you do a good research of the company that you are planning to work for. Okay? Let's move on to another important thing that you need to do before a job interview. Understand your job profile. Now, when companies post their requirements, they also have a description about the job profile that they are looking for. So it's very important for you to understand the job profile. For example, you are into marketing and the job profile somewhere says that you will have to deal with marketing projects, but mainly they are into sales and different other things. So don't get confused. Try to understand what exactly the company is looking for. And if that suits your profile, if you think that you can do it, then go ahead for that interview. Okay? The third tip that I have for you is to know your CV well. Yes, your CV or your resume. Now make sure that you make your resume by yourself or be with the person who's making it for you. Because it's important for you to know the things that you are putting in your resume. You should know your resume at the back of your hand. Because most people, most interviewers question you only on the basis of your CV. Okay? They would also say that, why don't you just run through your resume or why don't you run through your CV? So what does that really mean? Well, you need to know the details that you have put in your resume. You need to know about your qualification, your experience, the projects that you have worked on in the past, and different other things. Okay? So make sure that you know your resume well. The next important tip that I have for you is decide what you're wearing. How does that matter? Well, do you think it matters? Well, of course it does, because that's going to be your first impression. If you walk into the room where the interview is held and you are in these shabby clothes, not ironed, okay, you don't look nice and professional, that's a deal breaker again. So it's important for you to dress well. Of course, you should wear formal clothes, okay, because that would make a good impression on the interviewer. So do these arrangements, make these arrangements beforehand, okay, maybe a night before the interview. You need to iron your clothes. They should be washed, they should be clean and well ironed, okay, and make sure that you do not overdress, okay, or even be a little underdressed. It should be perfect formal clothes for an interview. All right. The next thing that I have for you is plan your travel well. Well, here what I mean is that you need to make your travel arrangements beforehand. Now what happens is, usually when you start your day and you have an interview, you might get stuck in traffic. You might not know the directions, so you'll be lost and you'll be late for the interview. You don't want that to happen because that would not create a good image. So plan your travel. Make sure that you leave a little early, okay, so that you avoid traffic, or you do not go through these congested areas or where there's too much of traffic. So plan the direction or the route that you would like to take to reach the place. All right. Then the next one that I have for you is carry your documents. Well, many times even I have observed that people who go for an interview, well, they will carry their resume, but they will forget all the important things like your certificates, okay, your qualification certificates, probably your relieving letters from the prior companies that you have worked with. So it's very important to carry all your documents and a couple of copies with the main certificate, because you may be asked for 2 copies, you may be asked for 4 copies, you never know. So it's important for you to carry all your documents and make sure you prepare for these documents, set it in your briefcase on the night before the interview. All right, so the documents will include, of course, your resume. There are people who forget their resume, so make sure you carry your resume, you carry your certificates, okay, your educational certificates and your relieving letters or your past experience letters from the companies that you have worked for before. Okay, then the next one that I have for you is reach before time. Now, reach before time doesn't really mean that you get there an hour before. Oh, don't do that, because that would be annoying. Now, reach before time means just be there at least 15 minutes prior to the interview time. Now, this will calm you down. Also, you can have a look at your appearance, whether you are okay, you look fine. Because of the travel, you don't look a little messed up. And it would also give you time to just go through the things that you have already prepared for this interview. So, reach before time, which means you have to reach 10-15 minutes prior to your interview time. And then the last important tip that I have for you, before you enter the room where the interview is held, switch off your cell phone or turn it on silent mode. Because if you walk into the room and your phone starts ringing, that's rude. All right, that would not be appreciated. So make sure that you switch off your cell phone or put it on silent mode before you enter the interview room. So these are the 8 things and the 8 tips that I would like to share before you go for a job interview. And I'm sure that these tips would really help you to ace up your job interview. Let me know how it goes, and all the very best for your job interview. I'll be back with a new lesson. Till then, you take care and have a great day.